You're listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. Wepa! What up, mi gente? This is your boy, Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders Podcast. And today, I am honored. We're going to be talking to a homie that is just smashing it across the board. I mean, he's done music, he's done film, he's a skateboarder, he's a writer, he's a comic shop owner. My God, what does this guy not do? Future superstar here, future legend across the board. For real, with everything he's done, he's already is a legend. Let me introduce the one, the only, the awesome Ruben Najera. What up, kiddo? How you doing?
Hey Al, man. It's always love your energy. Like I've told you, man. I love this podcast, this show. So honored to be here, truly.
Oh no, I'm on it, and thank you for the kind words, bro. This is why the energy was popping at the green. I said, you know what? We gotta go early. We just gotta go early. We gotta do it. So, kiddo, again, thank you for your time today. Let's do it. You seen the show? Then you know the first thing I need is that origin story, kid. So where's Señor Najera from?
Yeah, so I am from Imperial Valley, El Centro, California. I grew up both sides of the border, back and forth from Mexicali, Mexico, and the border cities of El Centro and Calexico. So, I've just always been in these desert cities here. For anyone that knows this area, we're pretty close to Arizona too. It's maybe like 35 minutes away from like Yuma, Arizona, and maybe like 2 hours away from San Diego. So we're like in this like desert kind of pit, you know. A lot of people know this area because of the dunes about 35 minutes from here is where they shot Return of the Jedi, like the Sarlacc pit. Yeah, the Boba Fett, the famous scene where you said
things I'm familiar. You said Yuma, I remember that from a movie. You said Calexico, I remember that from a comic book. So these places really exist.
Yeah. 310 to Yuma, actually, that's a really good movie. I love westerns.
Yeah, you and me both. I mean, I grew up watching my Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns back in the day. You know what I mean, with Lee Van Cleef and all them.
Nice.
Good stuff. I mean, I was never much of a John Wayne fan, but you gave me some Clint Eastwood stuff. That's my joint for real.
Yeah,
and even some Charles Bronson. He did some westerns.
Yeah, I love the western genre in general. Just all the films, a lot of the modern ones too that I grew up watching, like Tombstone and like what's the other?
Unforgiven. You can't.
Unforgiven. Yeah, Unforgiven. I saw this other one not too long ago with Christian Bale in it. It's really good.
I know what you're talking about.
It was really good though. It was really, really good though. But
I have excuses for why I blank on names, you know, things that I did before the show, unfortunately.
But yeah, I grew up here in the Valley. I've always loved comic books. I mean, my first comic was when I was like 5 years old.
At 5? Who gave it to you? I need to know. Was it you?
Here's a funny story. It was on a washer dryer at my grandparents' house, and I still to this day don't know whose it was. And it was a Spectacular Spider-Man comic, and it was all kind of ragged and torn a bit. And I was basically like, "Whose is this?" And she's like, "Oh, you could have it." And that was my first comic that I ever
But it was just randomly in the house. No one knows the story.
No, and then the first comic that I ever like bought, like act like it was mine, like that was mine. I get to choose it. Was an Archie comic. It was one of those double digests at the checkout lane. My mom was like to me and my brother, do you want a candy? What candy do you want? And I was like, I don't really want the candy. My brother would get the candy, but I was like, can I have that? And it was like the Archie comic, because I knew that at the end of the day, I could read that thing that day, next week, the week after that. And back in those,
brain candy, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And back in that time, like there was no iPhones, no screens in cars. There was no. So your entertainment, when I was stuck like 4 hours trying to cross the border from Mexicali, Mexico back to the U.S., sitting there in the car, my entertainment was the comic books, you know?
Yeah. 4 hours?
Yeah, you'd sit
I
in
would
that
get
line.
out the car and walk.
Yeah, this is before they had like Sentry and all that. All the
what?
Yeah, you just
Oh
sit
my
there.
God, bro.
You're in line
Nah.
forever trying to cross back to the U.S. and we would go over there a
You know
lot
what
for.
though? 4 hours does sound better than the lines at Disney though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess there's like they have there's like this thing where it's sort of like at Disney they got like the fast pass now, which you're like limited on how many you can get, right? But
Unless
back in
you're a
the
celebrity like Ruben, you get the back door access all the time over there in those spots. You're like, yo, I don't need to wait. I'm Ruben. All right, here, fast pass for you, bro.
yeah, no, we just be stuck in that line crossing from Mexico back because I have more than half my family, live there, still live there, and
Okay.
and then also like we'd go over there because seeing like the doctor was cheaper, you know what I mean, all those kinds of things. I had two of my uncles were doctors over there, so we just go over
Oh
there
wow,
and
nice.
didn't have the medical insurance in the US, would cross over there, just go see them for either for free or for cheap, you know what I mean, everything over there. So I was just spending time like back and
So
forth.
crazy, right? Here you are living in the States, you should have the right to decent health insurance, but because of how it is here, you've had to even go, damn, your family had to go step outside across the border, if you will, to get the
Yeah.
necessary help. It's so crazy. The greatest country in the world. I mean, not trying to shit on home, but sometimes, man, it's like that. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I
Man,
mean, I've
we
had
need to
like
do better for us, man.
yeah, yeah, no, it's I mean, it's just like my upbringing like that. When I was going there crossing back and forth, I was so young that I didn't understand the reason we would go over there for the doctor, right?
Okay.
But, as I grew up, I understood, the financial situation and all that. And also like as a kid, I didn't really grow up like, for instance, like here's an example. Like I grew up a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan and like
I could see you murdered Donatello,
oh
apparently.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, this is Donatello from the third movie. That's the only remaining stunt head from the film.
Okay. Fuck. I was about to say he's the most dangerous man in America. He killed Donatello like with his own bare hands. And the hood of Mexico, when they crossed the border, Donatello was there, and he was just rummaging through Ruben's hood, and Ruben was like, "What are you doing here, Donnie? You don't belong here." Donnie got fresh, and Ruben did what he had to do. And look, but at least Donnie died with a smile.
Yeah, he's it's funny because the foam latex on this mask because of the age, it's starting to like shrink, so it's
Oh, it's on a
like really
receipt, so he's getting a receding lip line.
yeah.
He's like, he looks like a gringo when they get old, when they lose the lips.
Yeah. Another prop I have is the baby Sinclair from the dinosaurs. The actual baby
No,
Sinclair
you
puppet.
don't.
Yeah, not
No,
the
you
mama.
don't.
Yeah, but that one's in kind of bad shape. I need to get that one restored because I had won it at an auction. And the head's actually still good, but the body's like coming apart. It's breaking apart. So
Oh.
I have to get that one restored. That's why that one's not in a display or anything. But yeah, I mean, once you get props like this, you're basically like a caretaker because if you don't preserve it or take care of it, it could be
I mean,
gone
it
for
is
the rest of
rubber,
time.
yeah. And
Yeah.
dude, I mean, I just realized you have like crazy bins next to you and behind
Yeah.
you. Is that collection?
Yeah, so it's I've
Oh.
been boxing a lot of stuff. Like I'm a big collector. I have like a lot of Marvel Legends, a lot of the
Oh, you're a toy guy. Oh
yeah,
shit.
toy guy, yeah, action figures. Yeah, I have a lot of comics too, but I've kind of probably like 95% of my comic collection I sold.
Oh
Um
wow.
just
I
just for
feel
like
your
a
pain.
few
Yeah.
just for like a few key pieces.
Yeah, things that you want to keep that you actually enjoy, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that why you did it? Because for me, I just had so many boxes at one point. I also did it for family. I got rid of my collection, and so now I'm only keeping what I enjoy, which is my Conan and my Spawns. That's it, and everything else, and a couple here and there
Yeah.
keys that I like, or my keys, because
Yeah.
I call Death's Head
Yeah,
a key for me. I call Death
yeah, because
Lock
you
a
love
key
it.
for me. Yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah.
Those are my keys.
Yeah.
And I have a theme, right? That's Head, that's Lock, Conan, all murderers, yo. Jesus Christ, bro.
I actually have the
Spawn.
that one of the ones I did keep was the Conan Barbarian 23 first appearance of Red Sonja. Have that one in a
Yo,
9.8.
I
Yeah.
got that and 22, the shadow appearance, whatever. And
Yeah.
then what's crazy is one day my mom in Brooklyn, because she helps clean buildings. Somebody moved out. She said, "Oh, look what I found! I found some comics. Are they worth anything?" Or maybe get mad at her still because she misplaced them. But she found a first print Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #3.
Oh wow.
The black and white Mirage joint, dude.
Yeah.
And she found a first appearance of a Red Sonja.
Oh wow.
So when she sent me those pictures, I said, "Oh my God, Ma, I will sell those for us."
Yeah.
We split it for real.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Okay, I'll put them away." So a week passes. I said, "Ma, did you ever send me that?" She goes, "Oh my God, I forgot where I put them." I'm like, I ask her every time I said, "Ma, did you ever find that?" Like, yo,
yeah, did you ever find them?
you sitting on a gold mine, son.
Yeah.
Especially with that turtle, son. I mean, that shit was
Hopefully
like a mint. You feel me?
Yeah. So
mint.
yeah. So that's actually that's one of the books. When I got rid of 95% of my collection, one of the books that I got was a TMNT 1 in a 9.8, and I liquidated everything to get the Holy Grail for myself, and that was my purpose, was to like get rid of all the bulk I had, just to limit it down to like those few things that I felt, could I ever own this or not? And it's like, well, if I combined everything I had, I could get that one thing. And so I just have a few books like that now.
But that's fine, man, because that's still swag, that, you know, some braggadocio stuff. Yeah, I may not have the biggest collection, but look what I do have.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And you know, I read a lot. I read a lot of comics. So like my pull lists and stuff, like I'll read stuff that comes out, and you know, I stay up to date with that. So like for instance, you said Spawn. I was reading the omnibus for Spawn from issue 1 and on, because I haven't read it in so long that it's like all new to me again, because I haven't read it since like 92 or whatever it came out, you know. So yeah, so like it's all new. I'm understanding it differently now, you know, because I'm older.
As
you know,
we're older, we get all that, you know, religious stuff that's going on there too. I mean, he really does not hold back. When you really think about those concepts, they're really heavy concepts.
They are. Yeah, I could not understand that at that time.
Yeah,
and now
they're very heavy concepts. And like, yo, could you imagine you're able to trap God and the devil and see what a spiritless or soulless world would be like? Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, woo!
Yeah.
I mean, for those that believe, I know there's people that don't, and that's good on you too. If you don't, it's all right. I'll see you in hell. For real. So, all right. So here you are, you know, traveling back and forth. You're getting put on. Was your family encouraging of you reading comic books all the time, or what?
I don't really think they thought anything of it. It was just kind of like, okay, that's what he wants to do instead. You know what I mean?
Tranquilo.
Yeah, I think I was always just really different. I mean, I was reading at a really young age. I was always, the few toys that I did have, I would always like building scenarios and making my own. It was like I was writing at the same time, you know, but when I was playing. And then I was always making stuff. I was always making music. I always had this little Casio piano, and I was like 5, and it's funny because I used to take that thing like
when Casios were affordable, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, I would even like as a little kid, like learn how to go to the restroom and stuff. I'd be like in the restroom, like going potty, like playing with the piano. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like, yo, que está cagando y tocando el piano aquí.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was always making music. I was always
sitting to a rhythm in those restrooms.
Yeah, just like yeah, like I've just always been doing it since I was like really, really small. So it's just like embedded in me. Just creation is
again,
embedded
your
in
family encouraged you on that too.
Yeah, I think
they
it
gave
just
you
saw
a free
like
pass on just you being you.
Yeah, they're just like, that's just what he likes. You know,
you don't get that. You know, listen, but the only reason I keep asking it like that is just because, again, not every Latino family is like that. That pushes, you know, that type of artistic creativity.
Yeah,
yeah. You know, I think you may know what I mean. Not every Latino family is in that. You know, we're kind of raised, or we got to get a real job. There's that, and things in the arts are not considered, you know, to a lot of people, real arts. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I dealt with that in school, especially. You know, no one really believed. So
your family believed in you, but now you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean the
school being asked.
Yeah, well, I mean, I honestly, I think like my family didn't. They knew I liked to do that stuff, but I don't think they really thought I could have a career in that. You know what I mean? They're just like, he just likes to do it. Like that's like my hobby or whatnot. But I was like dead serious about you know what I mean? That's what I
They
really,
didn't
really wanted to
understand
do.
career potential. They just
Yeah,
thought, okay,
yeah.
he's just having a good time right now.
Exactly, like that.
Okay.
It was like that. It was like, oh, he just likes to do that. It's like his side thing or his thing. Even skating
Crazy.
was like the way they thought of it, like that,
Yeah, I
because
mean,
no one
because
had.
you fucking became like an ill skater too. I mean, what the, bro? I was like, how did this kid, comic book creating, putting things together, music, skateboarding, like, bro, like, how did you find a time as a kid? Like, what were your group of friends like? Because again, for you to be able to do this much stuff, you must have had an influential group of friends, unless you were really that lone wolf and you were the trendsetter.
Yeah, you're correct on that second one. I was actually pretty solitary, and maybe that's
Word?
why
Okay.
because I did try to play team sports and stuff, and I was always like benched or bullied or like I remember being in a basketball game one time and I took a shot and actually made the shot, and I got penalized for it because the coach told me not to take the shot, and then he benched me for like the rest of the tournament.
Latino are
So
not supposed to take the shot. That's what I'm playing.
yeah, and like the
Whoa.
fun wasn't there, you know. I remember in baseball, the coach would have me edge forward to get hit with the pitch on purpose so that I can get on
What?
first base, like
Nah,
crazy
bro.
stuff.
Nope.
So like I don't know. When I got out of all that, I got into skating because uh it's just you can do what you wanted, how you wanted, whenever you wanted, and I had that independence and the freedom. I didn't really need anyone to do it. I could just skate myself, you know, and that's what I really loved the most about it. So I was pretty solitary in that sense. And even when I was like making music or creating stories, writing things, I was writing stuff even when I was really little. I would try to write
So,
the poems and stuff like that. I was always
so
reading like remember like those Shel Silverstein books? Remember where the sidewalk
oh
ends?
my God, yes,
I used to
yes.
read a lot of that, dude. I used to read a lot of those.
So funny, man. We're the same, bro. Because my mom used to take me to what we call Manhattan Avenue
Uh-huh.
in Brooklyn, right? And they had a store called D&D. So sometimes what they would have are these little fat books,
Yeah.
and it was all Edgar Allan Poe stories,
Oh yeah.
like Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes, but not in comic book form, but written.
Oh yeah. 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 Okay.
Yo, I had the largest stack of those books, bro. Cause I was unlike most kids my age there too. If I had a choice between a toy and a book, I would want a book.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why my mom always thought, oh, he's such a good boy. She only knew how much of a crazy asshole I was later on in life. But hey. But yeah, I like that. Our parents at least encouraged us there. Because at least they saw that being important.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so when did you really start taking creative steps seriously and being able to dabble? What was your first dabbling in?
I mean, I was always creating. When I was like in high school, I started up like a little clothing label. So I was also business
Damn, a
minded.
fashion designer too. Folks, another joint to add to this list that Ruben Najera here. Coño, bro.
Yeah, we called it Archive. And then
Oh,
later on
dope.
we called it Archive Fabrics. And we used to make skate videos, and it's so
Word?
hilarious because even when I was little, I was making these skateboard videos, and our editing process was it's so funny because we didn't have like money to make anything. We didn't have a fancy setup. So what we used to do is this is pretty funny. You'll get a kick out of this. The camera at the time, it's right when like the high eights came out, and so
Oh shit, yes. I know how
yeah,
I ate ya.
and so like we used to take the headphones from like the Walkman or the CD player, the old ones that used to skip when you would like even move it a little bit.
Oh, I know, bro. Right? Portable my ass.
Yeah,
Sony. That shit would
yeah,
skip so much. You had to be walking like a waiter and shit like this.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
like a
yo,
waiter.
don't
Yeah,
touch me, bro.
exactly like
Don't
that.
touch
Yeah.
me.
And so the funny thing is, like, we'd be filming someone do a skateboard trick, or they'd be filming me, and the person that's filming, we would take the headphone because we didn't have an editing bay or anything like that. We would take the headphone and we would place it over the audio receptor, like where it picked up the audio, and then the person who was filming had to hold the CD player and the camera and hit record and play on the CD at the same time. And then so the worst part was if the person skating missed the trick, you would know in the final edit because the song would skip from one part and go like to another. And that showed like how good or bad they were. But that was our way of like editing music into the videos, to make
Oh
it
my
be
god.
cooler. And so the better skaters like in our videos, their songs were never perfect, but they were more fluid than others because
they skipped the less.
They skipped less. Yeah, that's how he did it, dude. Yeah, that's how he did it.
I'm gonna tell you, I can't stop the music. Do it again.
Yeah. That was the worst. It's like, can you go back a little bit just so the song is like, more closer to it? It's pretty hilarious, man. But those are the kinds of things we did. But I mean, it was like trying to engineer that as like a kid, because I were kids when we were doing that.
That's what I'm saying, though. How did you edit that as a kid? What did you have to edit? Because I mean, would you just playing this shit on the VCR, like delete X to X?
So that was our way to get the music in, and then from there you put like the red, white, yellow cables, and you plug them into the same ones that you would use for like
the red, white, yellows. You remember
and
those
N64,
RCAs?
Yeah, Super Nintendos, those kinds of cords, and like we'd put that into the big giant computers we had, and from there we couldn't put the audio.
You mean that 8 gigabyte computer that was top of the line then? 8 gigabyte hard drive. Oh my god.
Yeah. So it's just like, it was just like ghetto home movie making. You know what I mean? But that was kind of like the first foot in the door of like what would end up being a progression of getting better at making films and videos and being creative and writing stories, and then later doing skits that had nothing to do with skating. But
did you distribute that anywhere?
Those ones we would show it to like local family, or like aunts and uncles, my parents, brothers, stuff like that, would share it with them. But later on, as like I would get involved with other brands, we'd start to like film each other and start making like sponsor me skate videos, and then those things would end up actually getting us like sponsored and things like that, and progression would go. So it was just like a slow build, it was a slow build.
That's insane. So build that up though, build this up more though, because again, what era we're talking about when you were doing all this?
This was like the Y2K era.
Early on. Holy shit, bro.
Yeah. So, which is funny because that's also when like everyone was scared the world was gonna, Y2K was like this big thing. People forget about that now, but it was a big deal then.
Oh my god! All the computers are gonna reset and fuck up our bank accounts. Oh
yeah. So this was like 99, 98, 99, 2000. We were filming all this stuff. Yeah.
This is really internet, pre-YouTube,
YouTube did not exist. Yeah.
What's YouTube, right? It wasn't even in the nutsack of the owner yet. That idea.
Yeah. I remember when like MSN Messenger came out. That was like a big deal.
Oh my god, he said Messenger. Holy shit, bro.
Yeah. That's
amazing.
It's pretty crazy.
Okay,
but yeah, I mean, just always creating, just always creating things for
So you're doing the skateboarding. So talk about that. What was your first dab with the music? What came after skateboarding? Was it the music?
So the music's interesting. The music I've been doing the longest out of anything. But the thing is,
that was the beginning.
Yeah, I'd say that was because I didn't start skating till I was like 12. Yeah.
All right.
So but the music, like I said, I've been doing it since I was like 4 or 5, and the comics, I forgot my first book at like same thing, 5-ish. So maybe
bathrooms in Southern California remember you as a child, man. That was probably the best poop ever. They're like, oh man, it's so relaxing.
Beethoven. Sometimes I think back to like remember Charlie Brown, the little kid playing the piano?
Linus, right?
Sometimes I think that I kind of like relate to like that image of him, like as a little kid, just like playing the piano,
like zoned out, bro, right?
Yeah,
he don't care about anything. He's just on his piano, just playing.
So I think that's what music has always been for me. It's something that like it's like a therapy. It's it really is. It's my therapy, So I never really like pursued it as like career. But the funny thing is, like now I'm actually starting to record things. So I am gonna actually do music now, because I had to get the skating stuff out of the way in my early 20s, because I know that like the physicality of that and what you need your body to do that, I needed to do that then.
Yeah.
And I always figured like all the writing and the music and all that, I can do that later, and it's not
after I beat myself up in case I have a limp
Yeah, I'm not gonna like be doing gnarly skate tricks at like 40 plus.
You don't want to be
expecting
like
it to be
Tony
the
Hawk,
same.
bro? Come on, bro.
Tony Hawk's killing it though, right? That's incredible. The
But
stuff
that's
he's
what I'm
doing right now.
saying, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You can't knock the age, because even homie at his age, I mean, he is showing off against these young bucks. Like, all right, don't think that age, age is but nothing but a number for real. It is.
Yeah.
I feel like younger than I am. Don't let these white hairs fool you, folks. This is just wisdom. It's called stress.
It is wisdom. It is wisdom.
So wisdom and stress. Look at it. But look at this. I got it lined up now, like I want it, looking like a Puerto Rican Ming, the merciless. Okay, so music was your first love. You got into skateboarding. Before we get into comics and that full circle moment, especially with what you did, because when you mentioned that, how that was your first comic, and then the full circle moment for me, I was like, it just clicked for me, like, whoa, really? Okay, anyway. So talk about how did you start getting into film? Yeah, folks, he does film too. This guy, I mean, he does everything.
Yeah. So the film, I would say, my first dabble it was with all that skate stuff. Dating back to like trying to figure out like how do I get music, like because there's no one to show me anything. So it's like, how do I get the music to go with the thing we're capturing in this camera? And so that was kind of the first foray into it, was like press record, hit play at the same time, try to get that. That would get better on when Windows Movie Maker would come out, and then like we'd be able to drag a song into there.
Wasn't Movie Maker great though? It was so easy.
Yeah.
I hate that people shit on it back then, but they probably are like kicking themselves on the ass right now. Like, that was very simple to do.
Movie Maker blew my mind when it first came out, dude.
You and me both, bro.
Wow.
That was the first time I decided to do a video, and I showed my family, and they're like, "You did that?" I'm like, "Yeah, on this app. Isn't this cool?"
Yeah.
But then I didn't stick with it because life. And then once podcasting came into my life, then everything changed.
Yeah. No, I just that's kind of where I first started, and there was a point where I did want to do film school and stuff, but I wasn't able to qualify for the financial aid, and like my family, we didn't have money to like be able to support me to go to the school. But
so what's the point of financial aid? Isn't it to help underprivileged kids? But what they give you a point? Oh, you're too underprivileged to go. What, fuck you, yo. What is that?
Yeah, I was like in this weird like gray zone. And then the even trippier part about that was that like I don't know, I just had this feeling that like, you know what, no one's gonna do these things for me. I've always just done things from myself, because no one's gonna do it for you. You have to just do it. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? You got to be the one that does it. You can't wait for things to sit around.
Yo, Ruben, preach, bro. That's the truth. You cannot go out there, people, saying, "Oh, I wish this would happen." Don't wish. Make it happen.
Yeah.
You have the power.
Yeah, that's that I live by that. Everything that I do, everything that I make, create, do, I live by that motto. I just don't, if you wait for it to happen, it'll never happen. Don't expect for that to go. You gotta set the stones into motion yourself.
You've taken action to make it happen. You've taken the action to make your dreams be realized. You see, folks. See, this is why I love talking to people like this. Because this is what it takes. If you want to make it, folks, you got to work, man.
Yeah.
It's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. I mean, at least for people that look like me, with the background that Ruben has, sometimes we have to work 3 times, 4 times, 10 times harder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just to get a fraction of what others could possibly get.
Oh,
I salute you, bro.
No, yeah. I've had, man. I've had thousands of failures, dude. Like
But you've learned from them. And
keep
going.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think I got a lot of that from skating. I mean, there'd be days where I'd go like 4 days back to get one trick, and like I'd finally get it, because with skating, I was never talented. That's something that I wasn't like talented at. I had to work my ass off to be good at skating.
Practice to get the
skills. Exactly. But there's people that I know that are like, they're legitimately talented. Yeah, they're really good. They'll get things, and
they can flip a deck in a heartbeat, right? Yeah, flip a deck, and like, this is my first time. Boom, boom. They do it like, yo, what the hell, son?
yeah. But then, but a lot of sometimes some of those people also they don't it fades out for them. There's no passion in it for them, you know.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
for me, I was always really passionate about it and accomplishing it and
thank
trying
you
to
for bringing
accomplish
that
those
up.
challenges, you know. And I fell many a times, and many a times I got back up. And when I finally landed something, the feeling of landing it is indescribable because without all those falls, landing it wouldn't have felt good. You know what
So
I mean?
how important is passion
Yeah.
and the energy of success to you? How important is having passion?
Passion is everything. In fact, listening to your podcast and other podcasts that I've heard, I've been wanting to start my own podcast, and I just did. Our episode,
Whoa!
yeah, and the podcast is actually called
Welcome,
Passions
brother.
Personified. So it's funny, like you nail it with the word passion.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah,
Of course, because I feel it from you, bro. You
yeah,
are maybe it's just a Latino in us, but we're very passionate people. We're
yeah,
you know what I mean? So when we get into what we get into, man, we're gonna go like a 400 or nothing.
yeah,
You feel
yeah.
me? So that's awesome, bro. We're gonna get into that in a minute then. Because that's futurescape.
It is. Yeah, yeah.
All
There's
right.
something sweet
So
that
we're about to get into that. But I want to talk about now going kind of full circle moment. Because you said earlier, one of the first comics that you wanted, that you asked for, that you got in your hands was an Archie comic.
Yep.
And
Archie Digest.
then here we are in the here and now.
Yeah. Crazy.
And all of a sudden, you got story.
Yeah.
In Archie,
yeah.
best comic ever. Like,
yeah.
What in the hell?
Yeah,
whoa! What a full circle moment from fan to creator, kiddo. First off, saludos, bendiciones.
Yeah.
Talk about that. So let's talk about you now finally stepping into comics.
Yeah. So I mean, this is exactly full circle. It's definitely a dream that came true. The best Archie comic ever, which by the way comes out June 15th worldwide. And I have a story in there that's called Operatives. And Operatives is it's like a super spy espionage tale, and I get to write Betty and Veronica and Archie in the story as well. And they're basically at an opera house where they're trying to catch this this mob boss. And it's cool. That's why it's called Operatives, because it's at the opera and they're spies or operatives.
Hey, puns. Yeah. These puns.
Yeah, so it's like perfect name for the story. My artist so in this book, it's actually like an annual. So it's got 3 stories in it. And so there's I'm partnered up with Giorgia Sposito, and she is, a lot of you might know her from like the Doctor Who comics.
Oh, but okay.
She's the artist. Yeah, she's the artist that I was paired up with. We're kind of like in teams. There's also another story in there that's written by Fred Van Lent, and the art's by Tim Seeley. And then there's another story in there called Jughead the Bulgarian, and it's like a Conan spoof, but it's Jughead. I
see that, yeah.
And that one's from Aubrey Sitterson and Jed Daugherty. So it's 3 stories in there.
We've had about everybody but Jed on our podcast at some point.
Nice.
Within the family of everything Comic Crew Undercover Case. That's awesome. Every name you mentioned, we've had Tim. This is so dope. And now we got the great Ruben as part of this, pantheon of amazing creators. Yeah,
thank you.
I dig it. So talk about, you even pitching in for this. How did you find out about this? How did you get the opportunity? And give us a synopsis of what you did with it.
Yeah, so I had pitched some stuff to Archie many years ago. And when I was writing scripts back then, because I've been doing this for a while, I was pitching a lot of scripts to different publishers, and one of them was Archie. But when I was writing them, I was so used to writing them like in the a short film kind of way. And then my journalistic background, writing like action sports articles, that I figured out I was doing it wrong,
Yo, folks, this guy's trying to sneak things behind us now. By us rather. Sports journalism.
Yeah, so action sports. Yeah, I was a writer for a lot of action sports publications. Yeah.
Look at this guy. Holy shit, how dare you? Now let me know about that. Look at it. Many hats, right?
Yeah,
I think not even Lucy's episode had that many hats being pulled off on that with that one guy that had that many roles at the telly. Holy smokes, bro! You're killing it, Ruben. You're killing it.
No, thank you. Yeah, no, I just I was just doing it wrong. Like comic writing for comics is so different, you know. And I was like doing too much actually, and like I had to learn how to thin it down. And not only that, but I was needing to learn how to leave space for the other, because you're like the person who does the panels on the inside, they're also a storyteller, and so you have to allow them to, you basically work together. So like Georgia, when she's doing the art, she's just as much of a writer in a different way than I am, because she's got to tell the story and convey it through the images, and so I don't want to step over too much in the line and be like, this panel has to be like this and this panel has to be like this. I learned how to like write the correct way, and in that process, learning to write that correct way, what I actually did was I took some of those online classes at the Kubert School.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah, and okay. I learned a lot from there. Actually, my instructor at the time was Amy Chu, and she's wonderful. She's a wonderful writer.
Oh, yeah, so, Amy Chu is dope, man.
Yeah, nice. And so I learned really how to like get it down, narrow it down. You know what I mean? Because I was training these giant things, and learning from her, I kind of learned how to bring it down into like 6-pagers.
The condensed things,
very condensed version. And I just practiced and practiced, got better at better. Never stopped writing. That's one thing I could say is just write. Always write. You know what I mean? If you want to be a writer, don't stop. You'll get better at it with time. And also never give up, because a lot of times when you're pitching your scripts and stuff, it might not be the right fit for that place. And sometimes you pitch a script and they don't even like the script, but they liked the skill or your ideas, and maybe they're like,
you know what, behind it.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're a better fit for this, And so on the Archie story that I got put on, it was kind of one of those scenarios where like I actually pitched 6 different things.
Oh,
and so
Newman ain't playing. He's 6 pitches, bro. You want to pick one.
So it's like there was 6 directions they could go, and this was the one they dug, and this is the one we went full force with. And this is the one that we get published, but it just goes to show, there's a lot of, you always gotta, there's a phrase like that. Like when you're giving a service, always give more. You know what I mean? A little more.
Go above and beyond. Yeah, go above and beyond. Yeah. Always go above and beyond.
Exactly.
Why not? Because it goes far, man. Because again, you're presenting a different level of service, professionalism, skill.
Yeah.
And with here too as well, because here we are, you're doing your thing. You ain't messing around.
Yeah, and I've done indie comics and stuff like that. I've had various people that I've worked with, but with Archie it's different because it was like my first full-time being with such a team like that on an annual book like this. You're really like in a giant team because everybody's involved in it. Everyone's hearing everyone's things, and not only
so everyone is involved in the conversation, even though they're separate stories. Everybody's still involved in the conversation of the creation. Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'd never been in part of.
Was this your first time? So this was your first time then?
Yeah, this was my first time with something like that because, like I said, I've done all the indie stuff. Like I did an independent. Like I wrote something for Dave Garcia, PandaCon, which is like a spinoff of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle character. And so I wrote that for the Imperial Valley Comic Con that we had many years ago. And I'd write those stories for an Ashcan and a comic release. And now they're doing an animated show. And then I also done an indie comic called Illegal Aliens with a Z about someone crossing the border right here near me. Being in the desert.
Right down the hood, son.
Yeah. And he crosses through like the New River, which is like the most polluted river in America, they say. And that's literally like 15 minutes away from me. And like he crosses through there, gets out of the water, makes it in the desert, thinks he's seeing a mirage. And it's actually an alien that had crash landed. He saves the alien, but they're both like illegal aliens. So they become best friends. It's kind of like a buddy comedy. You know what I mean? So I had
I'm
written
already
that.
digging this. I'm
Yes.
working with this beat. A Mexican crossing the border meets an alien somewhere in Texas. They're both illegal aliens.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yo, that shit. Please, when are we getting the movie?
Yeah. So that was another indie comic that I wrote, and that was an exclusive to UmaCon in Arizona.
Oh,
And then we
cool.
also had it at another show in Orange County. So I've done comics, but I've always worked with independent creators there. So there's no like a team. It's more like, you have someone and another person, you're working on a project together independently. But with Archie, it's different because Archie's a company that's been around for 80 years, So
it's still considered indie. Crazy.
it's crazy. But I mean, but it was the first time where like I was in, basically like a boardroom kind of thing where like we had like a full team of creators there. And like after I write it,
here, right?
yeah, after like I write it, it's not like me calling my buddy or the person who I'm working with to do interiors or something. Like I'm on a deadline, and when I finish that, they're on a deadline to do the pencils and the inks, and then that person's on a deadline to get it to the colors, and the colors is on a deadline to get it to the.
Oh my God!
What I mean? And the editor's got to go over through everything, publishing, covers got to be done. Check everything out. Then the printing. Hopefully the printers are on point with getting the printing done, and there's no errors. So
Ruben,
you need to make,
you need to make a comic book about the process called the death line. Because geez, that sounds insane, intense. This guy does this, you do this, you do that. You got to be done by X time. Jesus,
there's a lot that goes into it. It makes you appreciate that book a lot more. You know what I mean? Just
I think everybody should appreciate every book because it is, as you said, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of people behind it. And if you can't do it for yourself, please shut the F up. Because it's real work, man. Now many people are built for something like this. I think masochists like ourselves are the ones that are built for this. Like, all right, we'll take the pain. I don't mind it because I know where it could lead. So, you're awesome with that.
Yeah, the process is it was great to see. Everyone was great to work with. My editor, Jamie Lee Rotante at Archie, she's incredible.
Jamie Lee, yes.
Yeah, it was actually cool because she was she's like one of the prior writers of Betty Veronica. So to get to work with her on this was pretty cool. It was kind of like she was like passing the torch, so we were kind of like going back and forth, and she really I learned a lot from her as well. So
did you meet them in person yet, or was this all done like virtually?
Everything was done virtually because of coronavirus. So it really it put I don't know how to say it. It really got things kind of weird. You know what I mean?
Of course, I mean, you're on the computer, we're humans. You want to engage, you want to be there. We want to tap somebody in the back, give them a pound, like, yo, great idea. And we can't do that on the computer, unfortunately.
But it did that in numerous ways, though, because even like in right when the pandemic hit, my store, Metahumans Comics, we got nominated for our first Eisner.
Let's talk about that. Look at this guy. I love it. He loves to segue, this guy. You're going to be a great podcaster. It's true. Because, folks, I mentioned this earlier. I say he's an entrepreneur. And what I meant by that was he actually owns his own comic shop.
Yeah, 7 years. 7 years.
You see this show? I mean, he in the business as a whole for the community. So talk about the shop when you opened it. Why did you open it? And, like, where's it at, yo? So people could start hitting the shop.
Yeah, so actually, I've kind of I don't think I've said it on a podcast that's come out live yet, though. But we just got nominated for a second Eisner.
What?
Yeah.
So you not only got one, but you got nominated for number 2 now.
Yeah, our second. We didn't win, but we're nominated for a second time.
Don't
so that's
matter,
really cool.
My brother. I mean, to get a nomination, that is recognition. Bro.
Yeah. So we're currently located in El Centro, California, in Imperial Valley. We're so before we existed, there was no comic book store in our county. There hadn't been one for over 10 years. Yeah,
you're the first in 10 years.
Yeah, so it was really cool because when we started the shop, we had 2 types of customers. Customers who had never owned a comic book or opened one before, which sounds crazy, but they're younger generation. Yeah. Nothing.
Of course not. They grew up on this shit, so they don't know what it is to actually own a physical book and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Smell that ink. I mean, they're never gonna get to smell the ink like we did because we had
Yeah,
OG
yeah.
paper.
It was different, right?
Yeah, we would
Yeah.
get high on a different level, son.
Yeah, and then the other customer were people who like totally read comics or collected them, but they got out of it because there was no place to buy them, or some of them still did, but they were like ordering them online. You know what I mean?
And no one
eBay
wants
or
to order
whatever.
online, to be
Yeah,
honest. No
yeah,
one.
it's different from coming in person and being there and picking.
To
And so,
hang out, man. Get to talk
yeah,
politics. Yo, I mean, excuse me, I would love to be able to go to the shop, pick up my shit. Ruben's behind the counter. What's up, Rube? What's popping?
yeah,
How you doing? And having that 30 minutes of just nerd culture.
yeah. That's
I mean,
you
I
can't
mean,
beat
that's
that.
kind of the time limit. It's 30 minutes. Most people stay in the shop. I know that. So it's like they go there, they pick up their books, and then they're just conversing, especially if there's another fan there.
Yeah,
They get into their fandoms and why they should be buying the next thing. And next thing you know, the comic shop owner is like, do I need to give you a commission for selling this stuff? Because damn.
yeah. It's the banter and the talk that goes on is always super cool because you're with like-minded people. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
we're on the same. That's the same reason why I like going to thankfully they're coming back, right? But like conventions, you know what I mean? Like
Yay! I know. I did MegaCon. I got COVID, but I did it.
Oh, really? Even with all the protocols, it's still yes, people are still getting sick.
It happened. I was, thank God I got my shots.
Yeah.
And I think that obviously helped me.
Uh-huh.
But I was just cold and hungry.
Oh, okay.
Those are my symptoms. Cold, but hungry. I mean, I ate half a tray of lasagna with myself, brother.
Yeah, lasagna's good though.
Yeah. Call me the Puerto Rican Garfield, baby.
I was gonna say like Garfield, yeah.
Like, yo, that's why I love Garfield. Like, yo, if I had that cat, we'd be fighting for lasagna. Like, homie, you better stay away. I'm gonna F you up right now.
Yeah, what was the dog's Odie? Odie was the dog's name, right?
Odie,
yeah.
Odie ain't like lasagna too much though.
Yeah.
Odie's a dog. He ain't like lasagna.
Yeah. So, I mean, the comic store here, I mean, it was something I always wanted to do because it didn't exist. And it's like, so we basically were like curators, right?
Who's
like,
we though? Who's we? What made you decide? Like, what the hell happened on that day that Ruben said, you know what? The hood needs a comic shop. What happened?
It didn't exist, and I love comic books, and no one's gonna do it for me, so I did it. You know what I mean? That's what it came down to.
F it. Let me get a name. Let me find a spot. Let me open up accounts, and I'm gonna serve this community.
Yeah. So like I've had experience. This is the same reason why I started the comic convention down here because no one else was gonna do it.
Wait a minute! Holy shit! Yeah. Check it off, folks. Yet another hat. So you also started a comic convention on top of it in your hood to support.
Yeah. Imperial Valley Entertainment Convention. That's what it's called.
Oh, get out! Where's the next one?
So next one's gonna be in 2023. We had our hiatus because of COVID, but we're gonna come back. I'm planning the next show. But in the last show before COVID hit, the show was growing. We were already like in the low thousands in attendance, you know.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is great for our community.
So what are you doing? What, like a hotel show? Renting a space? Where?
I rented so there's no convention center here in the valley, but there's this giant what would I call it? It's
like a veteran spot.
It's like it's like a rec center. It's like a rec center, but it's big. It's like we rented out the Martin Luther King Pavilion, and it's just this big. I mean, it's a big rec center. That's the best way to explain it. Because inside they had like indoor soccer and some basketball courts. And so they like would put everything away, and then we just used the whole building, and that's where we ran the show. We had like a lot of different guests. I had like Dickie Beer, the guy who's Boba Fett in the Star Wars movie. We had him. I had we had a couple people. I had Kyle Higgins, Nightwing, Power Rangers. Now he's doing Radiant Black, right? Vic Mignogna, this like voice actor, a lot of people requested. We had who was the other one? Rikishi, the wrestler.
I hope he didn't give you a stink face.
Yeah, Carla. Oh yeah, stink face. Yeah, Carla Perez. She's It's a lot. She's Rita Repulsa in the Power Rangers. We had a lot of different guests. You know, I
Hey,
mean, a bunch of
another
vendors.
Perez. That's my legal last name. Don't tell me that's family.
She's really cool. Actually, she's been to our show 2 out of the 3 times we did it. So,
Awesome.
but yeah, we just did a local show. It's a lot of fun, and it's something that the community had never had. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. The best way to explain it is like, I just jump in the fire, or for some people, maybe it's a cold plunge, but like, it's
Hey,
just like things sound scary to do them because they might sound intimidating or whatnot, but I like the challenge,
no,
and
just do it,
I'll,
yo. Don't be
I,
scared.
yeah, I just go for it, and no one else is gonna do it here. You know what I mean? And that's just been my policy to myself. Just go chase the dream, make it happen. No one's gonna make it happen for you, so you have to do it yourself.
Yo, bro, you're not lying because that is key in any successful entrepreneur. It's just you finding the opportunity and just being bold enough to make it
Yeah,
happen. Take a chance
yeah,
because you never know. So, dude, look at you. You writer, skateboarder, actor. I mean, comic shop owner. Uh, what convention can we see you next, bro? That's what I want to know. You said you bought tickets to Americon. I didn't see you at Americon this year, so obviously you're not coming to Florida anytime soon. But what's the
yeah.
next one you're doing?
You know what? I don't have full confirmation yet, but if Archie they haven't announced anything yet, but if they need me at anything, I am 100% loyal to them.
Archie,
So,
you hear this? Send
yeah.
Ruben to San Diego, to New York, to any fan expo. So
Yeah,
we have a fan expo. Come on.
yeah, if they need me I mean, if they do something at SDCC, I'll be there. But if not, then the next big thing I'm planning is our show in 2023 here. And in
Beautiful.
between, I don't really have any set date. I'm just kind of writing, and creating,
Keep right.
creating, creating.
So what's
So
the next thing we're gonna get from you outside of the Archie? Because this is great.
yeah,
You got this fruit. Again, this is what kills me. Is like not many people say they start with Archie. But
mhm,
even I could say though that it wasn't one of my first books.
mhm.
But just like you, I go to the supermarket and
Yeah,
Archie's there.
it's there. Yeah,
So it's like, can I check that out? That looks cool.
yeah.
I
And when you
mean,
don't
not
have
for
a
that.
comic store, that's for me. It's like that. There's a comic right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's different. Archie's like, yo, what is this? It's still a comic book. I mean, you know what? Archie has always had some fun, great
yeah,
stories with a very classic look, which is amazing that they even keep that up. Dan Parent, I got to meet him several times, so
yeah.
thank you for even keeping that whole tradition, helping to keep that tradition alive with
It's
this
a
old school,
staple
beautiful look. Yeah,
comics.
it is. It is. And this is what saddens me. Like Archie should be part of the big three based on the years they've been around, but they still
Yeah,
considered an independent comic, which is crazy. At least in my mind. Like they've been around and they have TV
yeah,
shows and all, but they still indie. Damn. All
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. I mean yeah, 80 years, dude. It's
Yeah, that's no
that's a
joke.
legacy. That's no joke. Yeah, that is no joke.
I mean, shit. Let me go back to the cover of where your story appears just for a moment because I just gotta show these covers, right? Because this shit. I mean, you gotta get Ruben's story in here, and you're gonna get so many others. But look at the gorgeousness of these covers. Holy
Oh yeah,
shit! Look at this over here. I mean, Jughead looking like Conan eating a big old ham and shit. I mean,
yeah.
but
That's
honestly, this one is the one that I'm really enamored with because it's so classic.
that's the Tom Whalen cover. Yeah,
Oh
he
my
does a lot
god!
of action figure box art now too. It's pretty cool.
Right?
He does. Yeah,
And this is, folks, you can see this on Ruben's website, Ruben Najera, right there, folks. Check it out. That's what I'm showing you. That's where I'm seeing this from. All right, you gotta check it out. I mean, but look at this. Well, yo, look.
yeah.
What?
Those are the store exclusives that I've gotten to work with like every major
What?
publisher and do
What?
store
Bro,
exclusives from my shop. Yeah.
what? So these are available at your shop. Hey, look at you right there.
Yeah.
Hey, looking like a New York messenger with a messenger bag and shit. I mean, even though that's a skateboard, it looks like a messenger bag.
Oh yeah, yeah. Little skateboard, yeah.
Oh, dope, bro. Look at these covers.
Yeah, so I got to do art direction on some of these too, which is really
Stop
fun.
lying. So how
Yeah.
was that for you? Was that a new experience?
Oh, that was really fun. Yeah. So like the Ninja Turtle one was fun because Dave Garcia, who did our turtle one, he is a local artist here. He's like the only person in my hometown that actually ever made it into comics, and he was an artist
Other
in
than
the
you.
yeah. Well, now and yeah, I'm on the short list now. You know that I made it in the list.
You on the list. Fuck
Yeah, I'm
that
on the
shortlist
list.
shit. You on the list, kiddo.
Yeah.
Wepa. Para
And
que sepan, Latinos taking over, baby.
yeah, so the turtle one is a homage to the first Ninja Turtle movie, and so I kind of pitched that to Dave. I was like, "Well, how fun would it be with the new Jenica, the new fifth turtle, if she was popping out of the sewer this time?" You
And
know?
not just Jenica, because now we're getting the OG coming back from the
Yeah,
cartoons into the whole mess. So now we're gonna get two OG female
yeah,
blood
Venus.
turtles.
Uh huh.
Venus, yeah. I had to buy it. I
Yeah,
didn't get the Jenica, but I did get the Venus because I remember Venus from the.
yeah.
I mean, yes, guys, I was an older teenager then, but I still, because I had little brothers, I enjoyed Ninja Turtles. I took my middle brother to the second Turtles movie.
Oh, dude.
But
Team
I had a girlfriend at the time, so I was like, okay, bro, you stay 4 rows in front of me because I'm gonna be having fun back here.
TMNT is forever, dude. It's
Yeah,
a
I'll be like,
that's
if you need anything, just tell me. If you need popcorn or soda, I'll get it for you. But otherwise, don't you dare come up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is
Just
that a bad big brother, or am I being honest?
no. Hey, being honest, you know. Well, there's the Illegal Aliens book that I did with Dave, and Dave did my cover for that one
Oh,
too.
look at it. Oh, look. Oh, yo,
Yeah,
bro. I am digging this shit out this cover. An alien, and yo, he looks so Latino for real, so
yeah,
Mexicano. Look at him.
yeah. So the funny like my first job like as a kid, I mean I know it's really stereotypical, but like my first job as a
Here we
kid,
go.
I mowed lawns, like I did yard work.
Hey, hey,
So
but
like
even white boys mowing lawns. It's all right, bro.
so like I so like the cover's kind of like a homage, like it's like that homage to that one cover with the farmer wife and farmer man, but it's
Yeah, I
the
know what you're
alien
talking
with
about.
him and the leaf blower, you know.
Like yeah, you're
So
about it. But the whole thing is here, he looks like he's handing this to the alien. Like, mira pendejo, you gotta do this shit. Look,
yeah.
yo, Live Wire is one of my favorite.
Yeah, so that was
Characters.
Vita's. See, that's the book that I
Where
signed with Vita at the Long Beach convention. Yeah, there
what
was
a
that one.
sexy cover, bro.
Yeah, that was Mike Choi. You don't really hear too much about Mike Choi now, but he's really talented,
You
dude.
know he is. This is a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful cover. I love Live Wire, one of my favorite female characters. Because of a power set, I'm a geek, so it's like, yo, she has the power set that's up my alley.
Dude, she's got awesome power set,
Yeah,
dude.
yo, she's an amazing character, and the way they draw it, it looks amazing too. And then, dude, you even got this bloodshot. Look at that, not just uh uh
Yeah,
the
Daniel Warren.
title, but you
Yeah.
got a virgin. Yeah, folks, I said virgin. I hate somebody would try to say, oh, virgin sounds so creepy. What do you mean? Virgin means there's nothing on it other than the art. So F
Yeah.
off. If you think it's creepy, then what are you thinking about, you pervert?
That was Daniel Warren Johnson's cover before he
Oof.
got the gig DC for Wonder Woman Dead Earth. So that's actually pretty big milestone
Yo,
and when he did that book for us
yo,
too.
but dude, Daniel Warren Johnson, I mean, his art is just so fucking heavy metal. I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
are you a
Yeah.
heavy metal fan? I mean, Ruben, you're a
Yeah.
skateboarder, you're
Yeah.
Mexicano, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah. I'm
What's your band?
man, I like way too many bands actually to pick a band, but I mean, I grew up on a lot of so my rock upbringing started with all the grunge era. So as a
Okay.
kid, I got introduced with which is, you know, I I was a product of Nirvana and Pearl Jam, Soundgarden.
Hey,
Uh
hey.
that's what I grew up into, you know what I mean? And
Oh
then
my
like
God, yo! So rest in peace to Kurt. Rest in peace to Chris. Yeah,
oh
you
yeah.
mentioned people that passed, man. Damn,
Yeah, I know.
legends.
Everyone's yeah, and then Blaine Staley too, Alice in Chains.
Oh,
Like we lost
fuck, bro.
all a lot of the vocalists.
We've
Yeah,
lost amazing legends, but
yeah,
you know what? But you know what's amazing though? We're building a future superstar and legend in Ruben Najera. Like I said, Kiddo. I mean, he got a shop. He's a skateboarder, musician, actor, fucking writer. I mean, bro, how do you, as a creator, make time to do everything that you do?
I mean, I think I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel, man, to be honest, I get anxiety if I'm not working on something. That makes sense.
You're like, coño, yo, what?
Yeah, there is no like I
What
don't
do
know,
you
there's
mean?
really no chill zone for me, I guess. I'm always working on something. So
That's Latino blood, bro.
yeah.
Because that's how I am. When if I find myself just sitting down staring at the TV with the family, I'm like itching. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I need to do something. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this is not productive.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate that itch though, because it almost sounds disrespectful to family time. And I'm not trying to disrespect family time. I'm not saying that everybody please have family time. But sometimes if you have an idea, don't sit on it. I
Yeah,
don't
don't
know if
sit
you
on
could
it.
agree on it. I mean, like if it was an itch, write it down or type it up. Go to
Yeah.
your computer if you have to, or go to your notebook and pick up a fucking pen, like immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get it out there. Let it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly what you said. Right? Sometimes I'll have song rhythms in my head and I'll open up voice memo on my phone and I'll just stop whatever I'm doing sometimes and I'll just record the rhythm and I'll hum it. You know what I mean?
All of a
Because I don't
sudden,
want
you
to lose that.
could you imagine this, folks? You're chilling at the convention with Ruben. You inspire him, and he goes, "Excuse me for a moment."
Yeah, it's like that sometimes in my head, man. I just have to put it out. Like it like flows through me and
Love it.
stuff. Like since
The
I've been doing
spirit.
music for so long, it's weird. Like I'll hear songs sometimes, and like I used to play the trumpet like when I was like in 5th, 6th grade,
Oh, well,
and
you play the
sometimes
trumpet, bro? Get out of here.
yeah,
Check you out.
and sometimes like I could the movements
Wait.
of my fingers coincide with
I
the
gotta know here,
sounds.
Ruben. I gotta know here because you're a very slim man now.
Uh-huh.
But when you were playing the trumpet, were you a big boy? Because I used to
No.
be a big boy. So you
I
always been a skinny boy?
Yeah, yeah. I've always been
Oh,
thin, dude. Always.
well,
Yeah.
I was a big boy. I was wearing men's size pants at 12, and now I could wear about 3 sizes less than when I was 12.
So you play trumpet also?
I ain't play shit, but I
Oh.
was a lazy, fat Puerto Rican kid reading comics in the fire escape
Oh,
until I picked up a bike. And all of a sudden, when I started finding biking and with my BMXing and all that
that's
bullshit,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, until my boy had an accident, we built this ramp, and I guess we built it too steep,
Yeah.
bro. He almost touched the top of a bridge,
Oh,
and
wow.
like an asshole, he decided to sit on the bike as it landed.
Uh-huh.
The seat pole bent where he sat,
Oh,
and I
wow.
was
Okay.
like, "My God, bro! I hope you're not bleeding."
Yeah.
Because the way that
Wow.
seat looked after the fact, I said, "Oh my God." You know what I mean? Yo, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, you've been
Yeah, that
skateboarding,
sounds
like,
brutal.
bro. I skateboarded once in front of my baby brother, like, and I was already in my late 30s. I found a board in my mom's basement. I said, "Yo, shit! I remember this." I grabbed it. I took
Yeah.
three pushes, right? And then he
Uh-huh.
jinxed me. He says, "I did not know you could skateboard." And the moment he says that, bro, there was a pebble in the basement.
Yeah.
My wheel hits that shit. I didn't see
Oh.
it. I look like Jesus Christ on the floor. That's how I landed. And he
Oh,
goes, "Are you
man.
all right?" I'm like, "Just shut up." And did you record this? He goes, "No." I'm like, "All right, thank you." As I took a
Uh,
deep breath.
man.
Ruben, you're fucking awesome, bro. I just can't believe that you're a person that has done so much, bro. So I just wanna two more questions.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
So first question before we go is, how do you keep up the energy of creation or creativity? How do you do that, yo, to keep pushing forward? Like, what inspires you every single day?
You know, I have to I am my worst enemy. Um, I'll say this: there really isn't anything someone could say like bad about me that I couldn't say to myself because
Mm,
I am my own worst enemy, you know. And like even if something was good, I will like sometimes just pick at myself, and you know, I'll feel like it's not good enough. I need to keep doing better. And so like I'm always like climbing up the mountain higher and higher against myself. And so it really is like a battle with myself, you know. And I'm always trying to like do better and be better. And like it's not for the purpose of you know, do it to impress this person or this person. It really is I versus I, you know.
Yeah.
And I think in a lot of sense, you know, that's what I did with skating. You know, that's what I did with, you know, if I did one flip trick, I always had to try to do double because I knew I could do better than that. You know what I mean? I'm better than that. And sometimes if even a little bit of laziness kicks in, I'll literally like talk down to myself, like, what are you doing? Like, you know, get to work, get this done. Like,
Nice.
you
As
know,
you
don't
should.
half-ass this. Yeah. And like, I'll put myself through the ringer to get certain things done. And most things,
So
honestly, are daunting, but I just
how do you
force
do that
myself.
though? How do you force yourself though? Is this something that you kind of put on a calendar and like and remind yourself, or do you have an internal clock that says "get her done"?
I basically feel like I'm running out of time all the time, and I just get
Okay.
at myself, and like I just see where I'm at in life, and it's like, you know, I'm still not where I want to be yet, and I just keep pushing
Mm.
myself to try to get higher and better and better and better. And there's always, you know, room for improvement on everything. I'm always wanting to learn. That's also why I always have podcasts playing, because I feel like I need to be multitasking. So while I'm working on something, I'm hearing something, so I'm also learning
You
something.
getting inspired, yeah.
Yeah,
And
so I'm
hopefully
always.
people learn from you too, because bro, not for nothing, Ruben, but you're a boss,
No,
kiddo.
thank you. I
Um,
mean, I hope to inspire people as you inspire me and others, and you know what I mean. Like,
nah,
it's a
man,
circular thing,
you
you know.
inspire me because here you are, skateboarder, musician, film, entrepreneur with a comic shop. I mean, a writer. You're doing and more. I mean, bro, salute yourself. Jeez, bro.
Yeah, I
Because
don't
not
really.
many, I don't get to
Yeah.
talk to many people like you that wear so many multiple hats. I've spoken to people that wear multiple hats, but you are like, Jesus Christ, bro. You are really above and beyond. And then not just that, but then you're also a fan on top of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I
Just
admire your
wow.
energy, Al. Your energy is something that I'd like to build to have. You know what I mean? I mean, like the intro to the podcast. Whenever you start your shows off, I mean, it's like, let's go, boom. You know what I mean? And
Let's
like,
go because we're going
yeah.
about to talk to an amazing person like you, bro. Look at
So
everything you do,
I
bro. I
aspire to
mean,
have that kind of energy, you know what I mean? That kind of like positivity, you know, and you inspire a lot of people as
I
well with
hope
that
so.
positivity, you know what I mean?
I
So
hope so. Thank you for saying that, but I actually really hope so on that because again, this is the whole reason of this is hopefully to inspire the next generation of creators to learn from amazing up and coming creators or
you
established
are.
creators. I mean, look, Ruben, bro. Again, you inspire me. The shit that you're doing, kiddo, is I'm like truly floored. Everything you've done, I'm like, wow, and especially within our community.
Yeah.
You know, I don't always talk about this type of stuff, but
Yeah.
honestly, it's like to see a fellow Latino,
Yeah.
because all us Latinos, no matter we're from El Caribe, Central, or South America, we're all one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pedro Albizu Campos tried to do this and he got killed for it. But you know, the Latino Union should be real
Yeah.
because we have power in what we do.
Mhm.
We have amazing creators that are slowly beginning to get noticed. Thank
Yeah.
God. Because people are awakening to understand that this is not a limitation, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Um, so you keep doing what you do. So another
And
que- I know I said two more last, but I got two more last.
no,
Another
no,
two
yeah,
more last.
yeah.
So first off, what's next? And then the last one is what what can you tell the next generation of creators? Because you've been at this for a minute. So, inspire them. But before you answer that, what's next? What can I expect next from Ruben?
Well, Next, I'm really looking forward to it because I haven't held it in hand printed yet, and I'm going to very soon. But June
Ooh.
15th is the best Archie comic ever, and
Woo!
so I'm really looking forward to that. And not only that, but it's a one shot. You can't go wrong, and like it's literally the most like action packed Archie comic that you're ever gonna read.
It's the best Archie
It's the
comic
best Archie comic
ever.
ever. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and you know what? The price, it's if you go to like Previews World, you'll see it on your local LCS. It's $4. I mean, dude, you can't go wrong with that. Like, and
Yeah,
you get the 3 stories in there. Most of the
3
annuals nowadays
stories.
are way more than that.
3 stories for $3.99. You
Yeah, yeah,
cannot go wrong in this day and age with something like that.
cannot. So I mean, that's the big thing for me right now. The cover to the books, I actually have it on my desktop. So every day, you know, I see it when I wake up. That's another thing I do. I'll put those kinds of things. Actually, you know what? I
Yeah,
didn't show it to you. I actually own the cover to the
no, you
cover
don't.
8. Yeah, I bought
No.
it.
Oh, wait a
Yeah,
minute. Wait a
yeah,
minute, folks. We're about to. Oh, look at. Oh, shit.
yeah. So this was the
So that's
Tim.
the OG.
This is the OG, the Tim Seeley cover. When I heard that it was an actual, not digital, I was like, oh, dude, I'm gonna support. I even supported the creators on the. I bought it from his art dealer, and
So you went. Oh, bro. I'm not gonna ask the number, but wow, yo, wow. Because folks, check this out. Check this out. Look at it
yeah,
right there in color. Holy
yeah,
shit, yo,
yeah. So, and I
bro.
like this because like you see Veronica right here, but she's I get to write the story with her in it, and so this was
Yeah.
special to me. I had to own this. I
What
wanted to buy it
is it
because.
because you like brunettes, bro? Come on.
Hey man.
It's okay. I do too. It's okay. My lady is a brunette.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that forever, dude. That's a milestone for me. So I just had to own the original art on that.
That's gorgeous. He kept that one out on purpose, folks. You saw that, right?
Yeah, that one's on purpose. It's going on the wall. It's staying there. And yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. The
Great.
Archie book, and then I have original IP that I'm writing right now. I have my
Oh
own
shit! Stop
story.
lying, bro. What you got? What? Yo, hold on. Let me take this heavy wallet out of my pocket. Okay, where am I going next?
So I have an interior artist that's working on it right now, and
What we got?
hundreds.
What we got, bro?
And so hey Al, you know what? When I have it come out, maybe we can do a part 2 later. You know what I
When
mean?
it comes
Talk
out, I
about it.
want you right back because if that's your first crowdfunding, again, yet another level that you are stepping into. Like, bro, Ruben, you're an inspiration. I need you back. You said you were excited to be on here. Nah, bro, I'm excited to have
Oh yeah.
you because to see
Oh,
somebody that's
thank
not
you.
afraid, not afraid to take on these challenges, to put themselves out there. Flower times, bro. Thank you. Thank you for being bold and brave enough, Ruben, to share your vision, your story. Thank you. It means a lot to me as a fan for you to decide to share stuff that's gonna take me outside of this world. You know, there's too much madness. For you to want to entertain me, just thank you for just giving me that moment. Like I'm not on Earth, I am in the Archieverse, or your Kickstarter, whatever you were gonna do next, kiddo. I'm a fan for life, for real. Just salute to you. Muchas gracias, bro.
Really do.
No, for real. Muchas gracias, bro. This brand right here, Comic Crusaders, got your back 100, son, because you're a special type of creator.
Hey,
you're a person that wears so many hats, and we don't run across people like you that do so much to make sure that they share in their passion and love for this community. That's few and far in between. So thank you.
And thank you, Al. I appreciate it. You know, it's not without it's. I mean, I'll say this to everyone. with everyone listening. I mean, like I've had a lot of challenges through life. You know, upbringings. I grew up. I mean, if you look up Imperial Valley, it's one of like the highest poverty rates in the etc. And like our area is
Wow.
not known for many people really being successful to come from here. So like I've had a journey, I've had my battle. You know, even through life, I've battled with depression, anxiety, OCD, all kinds of stuff that I've had that like I just deal with. But like I just push forward, you know, like I fall and I get back up, and I fall and I get back up, and I keep going till I land it. Very much so the same way I did with skating when I grew up. And like my best advice is like, don't let anyone tell you can't do something. You have that passion for it, you go do that thing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, a lot of the times the haters aren't the ones buying the tickets to your show anyways. You know what I mean? Or they never would have to begin with. So like
that's why they're haters. That's why they're haters.
Yeah.
They ain't there to support you. They want to talk shit, but it's all right, because guess what? You got a better home than them, a better car, and you're eating better food. It's all right. Screw them.
So
Don't
I mean,
those people.
Chase your dreams, you know. And Al, with this show, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're inspiring people, because you know, hopefully someone that listens to, for all we know, 5 years from now, they're on your show and they got inspired from like this very episode. That's a reality that could happen. You know what I mean? And like other episodes that you've done, there's people that are inspired by you and what you do, and all the content that you put out, and the things that they learn from you, and they learn it from you. You know what I mean? So then they start seeing you at shows, because like if I see you at a show, I'm gonna recognize you. You know what I mean? Omega, you know, like I'm gonna know.
That's happened. That's actually happened to me. I'm like, the first time that ever happened to me, I was walking around in New York Comic Con. I had my T-shirt on, and some creator from behind a booth says, "Oh my God, I love you."
Dude.
And he ran up to me and just gave me a hug. I'm like, what in the hell is going? And my boy's like, you know this guy? I'm like, I think I interviewed him. Like, yo, it is awesome. Like, yo, you know, thank you for the love. I don't do that for that. I do this because I think that there's so many talented people out there that just need an extra push, right? So when we're able to talk to people like you that do so many things, bro, I mean, hopefully we could help those that are just thinking or overthinking. Just do it, man. Or lady. Let's get her done, yo. Don't be scared. And then, you know what? I want to have you here when you do it, so we could talk about you overcoming your fear. It's important. Get her done. Ruben did it. He wear multiple hats, and again, he's a comic shop owner, skateboarder, actor, musician, entrepreneur, writer. I mean, what hat doesn't Ruben wear? Because he's been brave enough to understand when the opportunity comes, and to just take it, and whatever happens, happens. So again, that's so important, Ruben. You fucking rock in my book, bro. You are.
Oh, thank you.
I'm always happy to talk to a Latino creator, but this is why I like talking to Latinos, because we do work 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, 20 times harder than most, because of our situation and the way this country sometimes treats us. But you are true inspiration, though. So thank you for what you do, because while you are complimenting me, I'm not even half of the level you are, at least in my mind. While I'm able to talk to amazing people like you, but damn, man, I can't wait to be able to share my creations with people. I'm working on it. I'm working to become a creator, so watch out. We're gonna see some.
Yeah, dude.
So you know, dude. And if I could have you even involved in that, I want to bring you in, because folks, I spoke to my boy Chitlins this weekend. I spoke to my boy Chitlins from Drunken Chat, and he says people want another Comic Crusader Comic Con, the Crusader Con. So
that sounds good. That's Crusader Con sounds good.
I'm gonna blow it up here, Ruben, and I want you to be one of my guests on the Indie Comics panel, because I am planning on doing this in August of this year, folks. Okay, August of this year, we're gonna have a brand new Crusader Con. We're gonna have whatnot sales. We're gonna have indie panels, women in comics panels. We're gonna have Marvel panels, DC panels, you name it. I'm working on it. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna get Ruben back even then, a little bit earlier, to talk about the success of his project, and even how it is to step in along with other creators that have been on his journey. So if you thought you learned a lot here, wepa, you ain't know nothing yet. This is gonna be
Yeah.
fun. So
Beautiful.
Ruben,
Beautiful.
so once again, this is what I need you to do, folks. I've been showing this off, but for those of you that just listen on audio, I've been showing off his Twitter and Instagram. So you want to follow Ruben, it's RubenNajera on both Twitter and Instagram, and then the same spelling on Facebook, but ends in JR Junior. All
Yep.
right, because Senior killing it too, but we'll talk about that on another day. But Ruben, right there, Najera, you got it, all right. And then not just that, Ruben also got a website, folks. All right, so I need you to go visit that website, Ruben Najera. Again, let me spell it again. I know it's difficult for some of you. RubenNajera.com. You're gonna learn about this amazing journey, everything he's doing. I mean, you better check out the best Archie comics ever coming out. When, Ruben?
June 15th.
You hear that?
Worldwide.
Wepa! So right now, you go to your LCS, you go to Diamond, you better pre-order the shit out of that right now. Get all the covers, get this story, and then when he shows up at his next con, wherever that will be, you're gonna get this autograph, all right? But of course, I think he's gonna be on Crusader Con.
I don't charge for that, by the way.
Maybe on Crusader Con we get a donated autograph copy or something. So let's figure it out, all right? Because we're doing that for charity.
Hey, whatever. You let me know. I'll sign whatever.
We want to do it for charity. We're still deciding on which charity. Last year we supported the Leukemia Society, and we got over $3,000 for them.
Wow,
so,
wonderful.
Yeah. I want to do the same again. It's all about the kiddies, man. Right? They're the future. So
I mean, look. That's Al. I'm telling you, man. You're a positive light, man.
Listen, man. I want to use my channel for greatness. I want to, use this channel to talk to people like you. I want to use this channel to just celebrate comics as a whole. It's just because this, again, what people like you do is such an amazing form of escapism, just to get away from our problems. You make us happy, whether it's 15 or 20-minute or 30-minute read, depending on who's writing. But it's just being able to just get away, and I think that's the most important thing that we all need for mental health reasons.
Exactly what you said is why I love your podcast, though, too, Al. It's the way to you just said it. Like that's a service that you do. I don't know if you realize, but you're providing that in your own way. It's the same as like when someone's reading a comic. It's listening to the podcast.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the next episode and the next episode after that. It kind of becomes like become like family in that way, because you're this voice that's of comfort that you get used to hearing. You know what I mean?
Oh, don't make me cry now. Don't you make me cry now. But this is the last thing I want to share with you guys here. I put this on the website, but if anybody's feeling a type of way, you feel lonely, you feel you need to talk, if you're having thoughts that you shouldn't have, please, folks, please go visit the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. You can call them at 1-800-273-8255. We don't want you to go. We need you. We love you. We're here for you. So, this is why people like Ruben create, man. We want to keep you occupied, your brain occupied, and get away. When you feel too stressed, pick up a comic, watch a TV show. But don't you ever think about taking your life.
Yeah.
Because think about everyone else you're going to hurt, whether it's your family, your friends, your loved ones, and those include your friends and everyone else. So just please, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy. Ruben, you've been effing amazing. I'm honored to have spoken with you. You are nothing but an inspiration. We will have you back for sure.
Oh, yeah.
When that Kickstarter go live, I need to know. I need to dig in there. With that brain of yours, folks. Again, you know what it is: Twitter, Instagram for Ruben Najera on Twitter and Instagram, and then Junior Ruben Najera Junior ending in Facebook. Website Ruben Najera. It's in the show notes, so you can just click away. All right, copy paste or click away, whatever you want. All right, whatever makes you happy, folks. And with that, I'm Omega. Thank you for tuning in to a brand new Comic Crusaders podcast. Please check us out on not just on comiccrusaders.com, but undercovercapes.com. Check out my extended family that has new shows this week, like Old Timers Comic Book Show. You know, we got Outside the Panels. Then we got some Comic Crusaders like Think Indie. We got also Undercover Capes No Prize. I mean, we got stuff coming out this week. Olvídate. All right. So with that, hasta la próxima. I'm Omega with the amazing superstar Ruben Najera. Hasta la próxima, mi gente.
Thank you for
having me. Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.com and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app